What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing down below with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it at the end. It helps with the channel a whole lot, and it helps me know that you guys are enjoying the weekly theme park content that I'm putting out. And of course, if you aren't already, follow us on our social media. It's really easy. Go to Instagram at Exploring Attractions and Twitter at SoCal Exploring, or all that information will be down below in the description that you can just click the link and I'll take you directly to them. In today's video, I want to break down the top 5 best animatronics at Universal Studios Hollywood. And before I get into the rankings, keep in mind these are just my personal opinions. If you have different rankings, leave them down below in the comments section. I really like to see your list. But I figure, Universal Hollywood is a little bit underrated as far as their animatronics go, so I figured why not make a top 5 list, because they do have some great ones that should be showcased. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the top 5 best Universal Studios Hollywood animatronics. Number 5, the Snowball animatronics on Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash. The brand new attraction features tons of animatronics between the queue and the ride. There is an animatronic almost everywhere you look, and that's one of the best things about this attraction experience, is all the animatronics. You typically wouldn't see this in a Universal Studios ride, which I really appreciate. Now, although you see all your favorite characters from the Secret Life of Pets films, there's one character in specific that stands out the most, and that's Snowball himself, Kevin Hart, or Captain Snowball if you will. I love seeing him throughout this ride and seeing the different animatronics and his different costumes and such, and seeing exactly how he's getting himself into trouble throughout the different scenes. My favorite, of course, is the one in the queue, because you're right up there close and personal, and it seems like you're interacting with somebody even though you're not. It seems like you're interacting with somebody because of the way that he talks to the guest. This is also a perfect photo opportunity if you wanted to stop real quick and get a picture right next to Snowball, because you typically wouldn't be able to get a selfie or something on the ride with a Snowball animatronic unless you're extremely skilled at taking a selfie. Now I'm putting out an open challenge to you guys, which you guys can post on social media or in the comment section below or wherever. I want you guys, next time you ride Secret Life of Pets, to count how many Snowball animatronics you see from the start of the attraction experience as soon as you walk into the building to the end. Number 4, the Sorting Hat in Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Although this animatronic may be really tiny, it really showcases the movements of the Sorting Hat and makes it feel like it's actual magic, like in the Harry Potter films. You can find the Sorting Hat right before you board the attraction Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And this is also one of those animatronics that's kind of interacting with the guest. And props to Universal for the design of this animatronic, because between like the little fold and the little creases and details in the Sorting Hat, it looks absolutely beautiful, and it looks like it's pulled straight off the set of Harry Potter. And honestly, let's be real here, what's not to love about a talking hat? A talking hat with a little bit of attitude, that is. Number 3, Imhotep on Revenge of the Mummy the Ride. This animatronic can be spotted right before you launch into darkness on Revenge of the Mummy the Ride. And out of all the years that this attraction has been running, I've never really seen an issue with this animatronic in specific. At least every time that I ride, it always seems like it's working just fine, and I really like having that, scary figure right before we launch off into darkness like I had mentioned. I think that I really like this one because it caters to my horror side of things. It's really creepy and scary, which I think that Universal needs more of. Now I know you'd argue, they want more kid-friendly stuff, but honestly, give us horror fans some love. I think that him being there above you is the perfect send-off, right before you go into the thrilling roller coaster and you see the different projections of the mummy, and then of course you stop at the Beatles and you go backwards. The only thing I wish is that there was some form of animatronic at the end of the mummy instead of just going into pitch black and you're spinning around and then you hear a scream. If you guys have been on the Revenge of the Mummy ride over at Universal Studios Florida, their animatronic is also really neat, and it's cool to see the differences between the two over in Florida and in Hollywood. Number 2, the dragon in Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. I feel like this one in specific is forgotten about a little bit, but this animatronic is very impressive every time that I get to see it, and every time that we go past it, I'm just always extremely impressed. The detail on and around the dragon, with all the chaos and stuff that's going on, really makes you appreciate everything that they did to bring this figure to life. And of course, what makes it even better is they make you feel like the dragon's actually blowing fire at you, between making his throat light up orange and also making the smoke coming at you a little bit warm. The lead up to this animatronic is really cool because you kind of get this feeling that you're inside and he's jumping all over the roof, and then all of a sudden you flip over and he's right there, right in your face, and the thing is huge. Like, it's pretty impressive. There's a lot of huge animatronics out there in the theme park world, but this one in specific, I'm always terrified of, since you're just in a little pod and you're right in front of this terrifying looking dragon, and it's super big. It makes it look a lot bigger than it actually is. This is also one of those ones that you could go and ride the Florida version and the Hollywood version, because I believe that there's a little bit of detail that's different from the two. The way that he also moves his head, sending you into the next scene, is cool. It goes with the flow of the ride vehicle and makes the immersion to the storyline of the ride way more better than it already is. And that's why the dragon on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey goes in my number 2 slot. Number 1, the Indominus Rex on Jurassic World the ride. Now obviously this one's a given. They recently debuted the brand new Indominus Rex animatronic on Jurassic World the ride, and it is absolutely beautiful. She moves wonderful. We get to see the Indominus Rex 3 different times on the ride. However, the finale animatronic is the one that leaves guests with their jaw dropping. I mean, this thing is way bigger than anyone ever expected. The first time that we rode it a week ago, I was so impressed. I was like, wow, you know, pictures and videos do not do this thing justice. And even though it looks big on videos and pictures, like I said, when you see it in person, it's almost terrifying. Going right underneath it while it's roaring and fighting the T-Rex makes the experience way more better. And what I particularly like about seeing this Indominus Rex animatronic is you can see it from the very back of the finale scene, meaning it starts to walk out, yes, and it walks out to the stage on the side of you, and you get to see it for a very long time. So if you wanted to quickly pull out your phone and take a picture before you go down the drop and get your phone wet, then you have plenty of time to do that. That is, of course, if it's working, because already there's been malfunctions with it. It's going to be a lot to keep up with this animatronic, but I'm hoping it doesn't turn into another Disco Yeti situation over at Expedition Everest and Animal Kingdom, where they just flash lights on it and it doesn't actually move anymore. But this has been a very ambitious project for Universal, so I'm sure they wanted to knock it out of the park and make sure it's 100% ready before it getting ready to debut to the guests. And yes, although there will be malfunctions here and there, I think it's in it for the long run, and I think we'll see this Indominus Rex for a long time. And I don't think I'll ever get over how beautiful it is and how smooth the animatronic looks and how terrifying that whole finale scene is. Speaking of Jurassic World, I know a lot of you guys will probably say that the T-Rex and the blue animatronic got snubbed, but I kind of wanted to make a mix of everything in here from each different attraction, or at least the attractions that have animatronics in them, and that's why I didn't include all Jurassic World. But hey, maybe for a future video we can do the top 5 Jurassic World the ride animatronics at Universal Studios Hollywood. Actually, that's a great idea. I'm going to start writing something for that, and I'll make my list, and soon you'll see that on the channel. Like I said, let me know your list down below in the comments section. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with it? And if you do, let me know which animatronics you enjoy the most at Universal Studios Hollywood. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. My name is Scott, and you've been watching SoCal Exploring. Subscribe if you're new here with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.